play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob Stasnico gonna find Rainer.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. It's Storm Division, and welcome to my good friend, Psychic, who will be casting with me tonight. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm alright. Feeling slightly under the weather, but, you know, that's fine.
All right, that's all right. I hope you feel better. Hopefully it's nothing so serious as the Rona.
No, I'm not tired or anything. Just, like, my head is, like, a little stuffed, but that's fine.
Sure. Well, Storm Division is here. It's new. This is our first qualifier for Storm Division, and I'm gonna need to figure out where the link is. Maybe Aura could help me out with providing the link for like the match arena and things like that. But basically, Storm Division is now the new kind of high-end Premier League. It's a crowd-funded prize pool. I believe it's it's over $1,000. I don't know what it's up to now. But you know, these are in theory the best of players playing HOTS these days.
Yeah, it's really exciting. There's a lot of familiar faces coming back. It's kind of surreal. It's like a nice reminder of what once was. So I'm very excited for it. So
not only that, but we are actually in day 2. Let me go ahead and put up the standings. Where did we, what were the steps to get through here? Oh, I need to apparently fix that. Apparently, Aura can't give me the link. I'll try to fix that for you, Aura. So here are the standings. This is how this all kind of went about. As you can see, quite a number of teams starting off, and right now there are 2 series left for these teams to play against, right? We've got VGM Gaming and Quaranteam right here, and Murda, our good buddy, over there on the NGS Twitch. He's casting the CPOGX Fan Club and Team Alexander. And if you watched any of these games yesterday, they were really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can permit. Is that what it is? Permit user? I don't know how to make it so I can give Aura permission to do things. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Maybe this works. Mod. We'll see if that works. So Rec,
it's the foggiest.
Let's see if one of those works. So there may be some brief moments of corrections and things like that. You may notice if you've been here before, this is a new setup. I just moved, so hopefully there aren't too many things. We have sound. That's the best thing. Looks like we have ourselves a draft. So you know what? Let's talk about the maps real quick that were banned out here. So this is a best of 3 series, and we are using the Season 9 Nexus Gaming Series map pool. So VGM, they've got the first pick here of game number 1. They had banned out Alterac Pass and Sky Temple. Quaranteam, they banned out the Braxis Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And our first map going to be Infernal Shrines. Rec, what do you think about that? Rec? What are you doing, Rec? All right, so Rec has completely lost all thoughts. I wonder if he might not be able to hear me, I wonder. Or he's doing it on purpose. Oh, there we go. Apparently I muted myself in Discord. All right.
Okay.
Yikes. I don't even know how I did that. That's crazy. All right, well, anyways, like I said, technical difficulties here tonight. But we've got our draft here. Thanks for looking absolutely lost, by the way. I really appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
So we got Tassadar and Cassia. Tass and Cass, you know, already two really strong heroes taking them out. So no force walls. And, of course, Cassia just recently being nerfed. Still a very strong hero, though.
It wasn't that much of a nerf. It was more like a little tickle.
Just a little tickle.
It was a little one.
Sonya and Maiev also being banned out here. The Maiev, a very strong hero with her tethers, her Umbral Bind, and then of course Sonya a very strong solo lane, especially here on Infernal Shrines. But Ana going to be the first pick for Heavy.
Okay. I like Ana. She's one of the better healers in the game at the moment. That's synergizes pretty well with the mages, and I think she's a pretty solid pick here if you're trying to hide something, because it doesn't really show that much. It shows you want maybe a mage, but that's about it. And then there's one of the other healers that's pretty spectacular right about now, Decker Kane, and Hanzo I haven't seen in a while. This is exciting.
Yeah, Deckard, a really strong hero, but what he lacks is a cleanse. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any circumstances here that VGM can take advantage of. Obviously, they've got the Sleep Dart. Sylvanas can either silence or mind control. I assume it'll be silence. And Mei does a lot, right? I mean, she's got stun, she's got displacement, she's technically got a time stop.
Slows,
even
tons of slows, blinds. She's got tons of stuff.
But so far, at least no way to cleanse any of that. Unless they take another healer or like a Lunara. Malthael, another strong solo laner. Going to be taken off the board here by Quaranteam. I think Quaranteam is capitalized on that team, so I'm going to fix that. There we go. And ETC. So ETC, one of the kind of top tier heroes, top tier tanks in the meta overall here, with Johanna right up there. Interested to see, with the somewhat recent changes to Stitches, how he might change. Garrosh, though, is another one, and he's going to cause a lot of chaos. Kind of like what I was talking about with the Maiev. He's got the throws and the stuns, a little bit of taunt action. But so does, in some ways, so does Urel.
You know me, I'm always down for Urel.
So we got lots of knockbacks, really solid protection for the Ana there, right? Being able to slow people, knock them away, giving the VGM gaming team a really solid front line to make sure that Ana and Sylvanas can ultimately be nice and protected.
Yeah, I kind of like both these team comps. Both pretty, I suppose I say this a lot, standard in their approach. I don't think there's anything too wild or out of the ordinary. Yeah, I like both of these. I'm not really leaning in any particular way here. Sylvanas does provide a whole lot of extra push. She's kind of, what do they call it, a win more hero? Where if she's grabs that objective, especially on this map, it's kind of just almost guarantees that first fort, at least, if we're talking just the first objective. But I don't know. I really like what I'm seeing from both of them, just in draft alone.
Sure. Well, we are getting started here. Let's go ahead and hop over into this game on Infernal Shrines. Game number 1. And oops. Turn that off. It looked really cool for a second, but it was going to show the wrong team, so I had to turn it off.
Oh, unfortunate.
Indeed. So these are two high-end teams. Quaranteam was a team that participated in Nexus Gaming Series, and VGM Gaming, obviously they've already done well to get into the, we'll call it kind of the semifinals of this qualifier. Right. But I mean, you may recognize some of these names too. I mean, these are some top-tier players coming into this, so I expect this to be quite an entertaining match. Rec, why don't you go ahead and start us off, pick a team, and let's go. Do you have a preference?
Oh, I'll go with red team here. So I think I know these names.
Fair enough. All right, so you got Quaranteam.
All right, so Quaranteam, guys. It's your right team, your red team. It's going to be unaverted on Hanzo, Chichuggy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, on Garrosh, Weary Day on Deckard, feel that one, Cookie Man on Chen, and Carbon on Tychus.
Awesome. And over here on the left, we've got VGM Gaming. Vesper team going to be playing, I think it was Urel there. We got Hebi on the Ana, TS Cattle on Mei, I think? Yeah, Mei. We got Maka on Sylvanas, and Tiger JK on the Greymane. So Hanzo getting knocked back from Urel already. A real quick kill under 20 seconds. Vespertine gonna have to use that Avenging Wrath to jump over the other side, but Chen gonna be a second kill down here on the bottom half as Urel able to make it away.
Coming out swinging already, VGM. Let's go.
So real strong, getting 2 kills early in the game there. Almost a full level now, as not a whole lot of XP been able to be picked up there by Quaranteam just at the moment with those 2 deaths. So Chen's heading up into the top lane. Gonna try to catch that soak before it all expires. Does get about half of the XP from that wave. But VGM is set up on this bottom camp quite heavily. They want to take it quickly, but really, if anybody had walked through there, that could have been a really dangerous position for Quaranteam.
Absolutely, but I think they were more interested in grabbing that middle soak and I suppose their own camp for that matter.
There's Garrosh throwing the Mei. She's going to go ahead and use that icing to get out of danger. And this is actually the first game I've been able to cast with Mei, so looking forward to seeing how she is, what her effects are on these teams. Garrosh is going to get a stun there onto Maka, but the Haunting Wave going to get her out of... Get that Sylvanas Haunting Wave, get her out of danger.
True, true. Oh, that's pretty exciting, by the way, about the first Mei game. That's a lot of fun. Well, your first Mei game, at least. Because it's mine, too.
All right, there goes the throw onto Mei. She's got that ice cube. I don't remember the name of it, but gives her an unstoppable for a few seconds there and healing up 40% of her health as well. Key, we got a 30-second delay here tonight.
Oh.
Garrosh looking for the Sylvanas. Does get the stun. Tychus with that minigun. But there's nobody up there to finish the kill on Sylvanas. So still just the 2-0, Rek.
Yeah, it looks that way. You'll actually notice right about now that they're both kind of doing their camps at the same time. I'm really enjoying this macro play a lot.
Well, I mean, have the first Punisher coming up here in 20 seconds. It's going to be a frozen Punisher down here in the bot lane. And early game Punishers tend to not get tons of value, but the frozen Punisher can give you an extra leg up by shutting down the towers, the structures. On top of that, if you've got, say, a Sylvanas on your team, and you can shut down the tower, that's even better. But Sylvanas getting caught there did have a little bit of healing penalty as well, thanks to that body check. But Chen's the one who's popped his stagger, but drinking away, not going to be enough to make it out.
No, not quite. Unaverted might be in a bad spot here, too, but he gets healed by Decker Kane. Actually, it's going to look like Tiger JK maybe getting rooted here. Potentially going down, but not necessarily, because only Garrosh was in range to even attack, and that's not enough.
Yeah, that was great to throw Greymane into the root. Had him locked down for the briefest moment there, but Garrosh and Decker not known for their incredible amounts of hero damage.
Not until much later, and assuming other certain things, other factors, like, I don't know, multiple roots.
Right, and multiple talents in some cases.
Yeah.
All right, well, Urel jumping in, gets thrown away here. His does hit the knockback onto Tychus, and Tychus going to get obliterated there. Greymane coming in, Tiger JK getting another kill. How many is that? What do we got here for...
4?
Well, it's 4 total. I wanted to see... okay, apparently I don't remember which... There it is. All right, so 3 kills for Greymane there. But no hat trick because Urel got the earlier kill, so... Close, though. 3 out of 4. And here comes that Frozen Punisher, so Tychus is back. They've got the full defense here. Punisher already jumping over. There's no wall, though. It's already gone. And the tower's going to be taken out here. Garrosh hanging out in the front, kind of daring somebody to move forward, looking for the right target, but is going to get put to sleep here. Snowball, the Blizzard coming out, and the Punisher, recognizing the opportunity for a quick kill, says, I'll get that assist. All right. And with that, VGM going to go ahead and they get the full fort down in that bot lane. They're going to actually head to mid lane and start working on the wall. while Tychus left to finish off the Punisher himself. Won't take long to finish that up, but they will take some keep wall damage, which will definitely help out VGM later in the game here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they can open up some opportunities elsewhere, it's kind of easy to tunnel into one lane sometimes, especially if you fall behind after winning a first objective. So I don't know if that made sense, but I have many a time opened up a lane and then just nowhere else is even close to being going down it later. So it's nice to do that.
Getting the first keep is really helpful too, so if VGM can pick that up at some point here, get an advantage, and then just push up with a camp or something, or Sylvanas, it's going to be high value. So there's that ice wall here. May's going to get thrown, is going to be in range of the tower, so is going to take some damage from those. Had the body check as well, but able to make it out, and VGM picks up another fort here. And a cursed bullet onto Chen there, just a show of dominance, just to say, I have my ultimate and you still don't. So we do have here the siege camp being picked up as Sylvanas heading back to base. And Cattle looking for this, or at least identifying the garage. Now, you know what I think of when I think of Cattle is BlizzCon a couple years ago with that Murky play, the Murky tank. Garrosh trying to get out is going to get the big throw with the Groundbreaker stun onto 3, but it's not going to matter there. Cattle actually going in behind and making sure to zone out the rest of Quaranteam.
Yeah, doing a pretty nice job there, and unfortunately for Garrosh, he pays the price for it.
I think, Rek, that was our first BlizzCon, wasn't it?
What, the 2018?
Yeah, ours where we met and all of our friends getting to see the...
2018.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I'll do it again. Can't anymore, but, you know.
All right, so Quaranteam coming up, possibly looking to try to find themselves a Sylvanas, but Sylvanas is pretty far back. And once again, we've got Mei right up here in the business. So they know what's going on here. Nothing really too exciting on the ultimates either. I mean, everything pretty well as you would expect. Of course, Avalanche banned from use for Mei because there's a bug, so it's going to be the Ice Wall.
Interesting.
An Ice Wall is an interesting heroic, right? It works similar to Force Wall in that it's a block, right? You can't walk past it, but it's also a stasis if you happen to be standing in it.
And it's a nice setup for her Blizzard right afterward, too. It's actually kind of funny if you can pull that one off. You're stopped, and then suddenly you're stunned. Oh, yeah.
Cookie Man finding himself in the middle of an entire blue team, does get kicked out here, and Silence will finish the job. The Hanzo throwing in Dragon Arrow gets a stun onto a couple here. Urel playing a little bit of ping pong, getting in, getting thrown back out.
I don't know if you noticed either, but there was a key moment there. The Storm, Earth, and Fire interrupted. Chen could not escape.
I thought I saw it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It was
there.
Kind of out of the corner of my eye.
More accurately, it wasn't there.
Right. What, you said it was interrupted by what? The Wailing Arrow?
I think I want to say it was a sleep dart, but I'm probably wrong about that.
Well, we've got a 13 advantage here. The talents available for VGM as they're working on, at least Greymane's working anyways, on getting their second Punisher of the game. This is going to be an Arcane Punisher. And on top of that, they got a camp coming in. So keeping up that, you mentioned that macro game earlier, and VGM is doing a fantastic job of making sure that they've got pressure absolutely everywhere that it's possible, while also setting up for this next Punisher. And we've seen this before, the 39 skeletal defenders, so that they can push those lanes up and then come back at that final one and then push into the middle.
Yeah. It's always a crazy moment when you can do that, but if you're on the opposite side of it, what do? You know, you kind of just have to let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, you have to clean up what you can as quickly as you can, which is exactly what Quaranteam is doing. So they at least are able to clean up, you know, that mid camp that had been going. They cleaned up the bottom camp. So the only lane where there's pressure now is right here in mid. And you see him calling for this top tower. They want to bring this down quickly. Garrosh is going to bait it over the wall. So at least they can get the damage from the keep on it as well. Wall goes down, and Tyke is popping Odin, trying to get that siege onto the Punisher to bring it down as quickly as possible. Stormfire is going to go out. The Punisher jumping right in as the Ice Wall is going to separate the team. And a big stay a while. Deckard coming in with a fantastic sleep there. But it's just not enough. Garrosh is going to get taken out. And even with all the rubies there, they're so far away from the rest of the team, they can't really take advantage of them right now.
Yeah, and Weary Day doing their absolute darndest to make sure the CC comes out, their roots, the sleeps, the everything, but it's not enough healing, unfortunately.
Wreck, they get another couple kills, and the Hanzo and Chen maybe looking at the Deckard. And Carbon, the only one left. I think we might see a core call here, and it does look that way.
I think there's a core call going on. The 16, 14, and 25-second respawns. Yeah, I think this game's over.
Well, it's certainly looking that way. Garrosh using the Warlord's challenge there to keep Yrel locked down at least for a moment, but doesn't matter. Game number 1 going to go over to VGM Gaming. And not only do they win the game, but they actually win it with absolutely no deaths.
Ah, a perfect game, if you would.
Well, a perfect game if you're VGM. A bit of a challenge there for Quaranteam. They started off a little bit behind, getting a couple of early deaths, and it was very difficult for them to really stay in the game after that. So this was their map pick. They'll probably want to go first pick, I would guess, for the next round. Just a guess. And then we'll see how that affects the draft.
You know, humorously enough, if you look at the statistics, Quaranteam had the 2 top damage dealers. It's just, oof, they just couldn't find a way to finish the kills.
Breck, it's almost like statistics barely matter.
Yeah, almost, right?
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is that if you're killing heroes very quickly, then you're never going to see those high damage numbers.
No.
Right? Same thing with healing, right? Deckard has half the healing of Ana, but it's not because Deckard didn't have the potential to do as much healing. It's just that, generally speaking, the heroes were, isolated and killed very quickly.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the price of it, right?
Indeed. So, with that in mind, where do you think we're going to go next? Assuming that VGM is the map pick.
Well, I think it's Dragonshire. Right as you ask me that, the lobby opens up again.
Look at you being all like psychic and stuff.
Ooh, don't tempt me. Don't make me say my joke.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said you were psychic. You'd have to do it again to be re-psychic.
Nice, dude. I like that.
You only got it once.
I only got it once.
So, interesting little tidbit here. Turns out that our overlay hasn't been set up for May yet. So I couldn't do the little pop-ups because May is not in the game yet on Soothsayer.
Well, shucks.
Yeah, so we'll have to let our good friend know, Valandrith, to update that. So it is Dragonshire. It looks like it was selected by VGM. So all of the things as expected. Any changes you think that we might see? Any heroes that might get banned from the last game, or that you might look to have a priority on?
As far as bans go, I actually don't think so. I've a strong feeling VGM is one of those teams that can play pretty much anything. So I'm not sure if bans will be too different. But what I would like to see is just completely different comps. I want to see something totally different. I think Quaranteam kind of played a safe comp, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but it just seemed like they were playing kind of nervous almost, I guess. And I want to see them get a little more aggressive there.
Fair enough. All right, well, we are in our draft, ready to go. Last game we saw Tass and Cass.
True.
And I was actually thinking that May might get banned. I thought that might happen. They did a really good job with her, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and it's tricky to play against something new if you're not entirely used to it. That's also a factor as well. So, just a thought.
We might see. So Cassia did get banned. That leaves now Tassadar up. Maev and Sonya were also banned. Sonya can do really well on Dragonshire. So maybe they look at banning the Sonya in this circumstance, or maybe the Urel actually. Oh, it's instead Stukov.
Spooky. All right, I was way off.
Because I think Urel was really solid for VGM as well.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
That Urel brought a lot to the table.
I think so as well. But the boot is on the other foot here. The first picks are different, so different draft order. Right.
You know, it occurs to me we almost had an all female draft on the side of VGM, if not for Greymane.
Huh.
May,
I noticed
Anna,
that.
Urel, Sylvanas.
I think
So
you're right.
close. Well, Anna's gonna switch sides, insta-locked.
No time to think. Just lock it. I think we
Every
did
day.
that, Eric. I think we used to do that. We would insta-lock. We knew what we were doing going in and just made the other team pressured.
Yeah, I mean, it means that you have less time to communicate with your team, and now you have to make some choices. And so one of those first choices is going to be the Li Ming for Tiger JK there, changing over from the Greymane. And Greymane's still going to come out to play. And this is a team comp that, or not necessarily a team comp, but because it's only two heroes, but this is the start to a team comp that saw play for a good long time, especially when Li Ming first came out, right? You'd have your Greymane, you'd have your Li Ming, and some form of CC. Varian certainly was a big value play because you get a taunt, you throw out a cursed bullet, you throw out some missiles and an orb, and then whoever it is dead in that 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So that seems to me like what they're looking for. And given how the game went last game, I'm already scared for Quaranteam.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. I love Orphea now. I think she's super solid. Actually, one of the higher mages. She just recently got buffed. I wouldn't say over buffed or anything like that. I don't think she's broken or anything. But like, I do like what they did with her, and to pair it off with an ETC is also very, very fun. No Deckard Kane. That's fun as well. So a little bit of a healer choke, just a slight one. But yeah.
And it happens to be like all the healers that don't have some form of cleanse, right?
Right.
So we could still see like a Rhaegar who has cleanse, who has a bloodlust.
Forcing them onto Rhaegar.
We could even potentially see. Okay, there you go. I was just gonna say like an Anduin or a Malfurion, maybe. Anduin has a long cleanse, long cooldown, 90 seconds. But it's it can get somebody out of a dangerous mosh. It can get them out of a sleep dart that could lead to a death. So I like it. It also gives the light bomb.
Is Leap of Faith not 80 seconds now? Is it 80 or 90? Am I making things up?
You're the support main. You tell me.
I think it's 80.
All right.
Let me fact check it. Hold on. You can keep talking.
All right. Well,
sure
Cookie Man coming in and bringing in the Urel now. So that would explain why they didn't ban her.
Mm-hmm.
And Malthel going to be the pick here for VGM. And Anduin. All right, so make sure they didn't change anybody around here. This is, it's not the Varian taunt, but it's still Garrosh, right? I mean, Garrosh has a taunt. He's also got a stun. We got the Chastise from Anduin. So enough lockdown that the... and they added Malthel to the mix, right? So now you've got a Last Rites to add in for another potential burst. And you may not even need Li Ming, right? Cursed Bullet plus Last Rites. And I think, if I remember correctly, Cursed Bullet got a 5% nerf. So maybe it doesn't quite like insta kill somebody with those two things, but it's still close.
It's a lot. And it is 80 seconds.
It is. Okay.
Not a huge difference, but it's there.
I wish I could tell you. I don't actually have the full rosters here, Jin.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
All right. Well, Psychic, it's time to do your job.
Alrighty then. Alright, guys, right team. The red team. It's Quaranteam. Oh, it was fun to say. Rainer is going to be played by Unaverted, Chuggy on ETC, Weary Day playing Ana, Carbon on Orphea, and Cookie Man on Urel.
10 seconds.
All right, and over here for VGM Gaming, one game away from going into the final round here. We've got Tiger JK playing the Li Ming. Maka on Greymane. We got Cattle playing Garrosh. Heavy on the Anduin, and Vespertine team? Whatever, Vespertine on Malthael. And you can see Cattle already looking to see if he can't maybe get the Rainer or the ETC and find themselves that early kill that they had in game 1. But not quite the same circumstances here with a little bit of face melt action coming from ETC.
Yeah, he says, give me my Delta. It's my Delta. I'm on it. Uh-oh. But Garrosh says, no. You can't have it.
Well, Garrosh gets put to sleep, but there's that leap of faith that we were talking about, that, 80-second cooldown. Leap of faith.
Yeah,
Pulling Garrosh out of danger zone there. And Chuggy is making sure to hold on to this Delta, keeping Garrosh and Anduin from rotating through. We do have Li Ming coming up to get the XP here, but Malthael going to get started on that bruiser camp up in the top. They want to try to get some advantage in there and push that lane a little bit so that Malthael versus Urel hopefully goes over in favor of the blue team with that. But
yeah,
the other side's doing the same thing. You mentioned in game 1, right?
almost mirrored, right? Almost.
This time not quite at the exact same amount, but still relatively close there. Garrosh looking for Carbon. Couldn't quite land the Groundbreaker. Orphea doing her little dance to get out of danger.
The little waltz, if you would.
So we are going to see those bruiser camps meet up here in a moment up at the top lane, but Malthael's rotating down. I think they might look to come in on this.
I think so too. Ooh.
Well, ETC gets thrown the sleep dart, missing Garrosh, but it's not going to matter. Rayman's going to get that kill. First blood going over to VGM.
You really hate to see when you power slide and the terrain causes you to go down back towards your opponents. Ugh, unfortunate.
Those blasted walls getting in the way.
Blasted slanted walls.
Well, just like we saw in game number 1 here, VGM's going to head into this bot lane camp after getting that kill. And that's going to give him now a 20 spell armor in this lane. So should be able to hold on to the point relatively easily, clear out these siege giants, and get some value, right? I mean, this is 3v3. They got Garrosh versus Orphea in the mid, Malthael and Urel up top. And Malthael is going to flip top here, so looks like we're going to get a push now.
All right.
Quaranteam having to kind of keep somebody up there in the middle just to make sure that VGM can't pick this up. But with Garrosh going away, Maka getting the power slide, the knockback, and the healing grenade, anti-healing grenade, I guess. But not quite enough. They're still looking for their first kill in this series, Rek.
I hope for their sake they can get at least one, at least take home a little bit of something.
I mean, they've definitely got the potential with this team to make this a very close game. Right now, only the one kill from either side, so definitely a better circumstance for them than they had in the last on Infernal Shrines.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. In some cases, they have been playing a little bit timid, and that's going to play into the Li Ming Greymane poke play that they've got here.
Yeah, for sure.
Unaverted there, Never mind.
Whoa.
I was gonna say narrowly escaping death, but the Greymane cocktail gonna come in here. Cattle now looking for Carbon, but with Anduin nearby, Carbon's not quite gonna be able to get the kill, and instead the throw ally. What's it called? Into the fray, like literally into the fray on Li Ming, and then a little bit of calamity action to get that kill onto Orphea. So the Dragon's going to go into the mid lane, and we got the rest of VGM here pushing in the bot lane, trying to open up this map as much as they possibly can. And Quaranteam's going to try to defend against the Dragon here as it's now heading down into the bot lane. They want to try to finish this up. And only a half a level to go for VGM to get their level 10s. If they get that in this push here, it's kind of a potentially a scary scenario for Quaranteam. Having those ultimates when they're looking for one of those forts.
Yeah, for sure. And I think they're looking for something right here on this siege camp, Quaranteam.
Well, Quaranteam knows that this is it.
Oh, no. Leap of Faith, by the way. 80-second cooldown.
But the other thing, like, it looked to me, and maybe I just missed it. Maybe my brain wasn't at the same speed here, but it looked like Garrosh threw ETC mid Leap of Faith.
I think it was just before. I will believe that.
I mean, that would make the most sense, right? The power slide
right
happened.
now. What's coming up right now? Let's see. Yeah, it was just before.
Okay,
just
all
like
right.
a second before. Not even.
Well, level 10s are available here for VGM. Quaranteam is really close, though. They've got about a third of a level to go. They're going to come down defend in the bot lane as they send that Bruiser Camp top. Urel is up there and pressuring that top lane a little bit, but there are 4 Siege Giants and a Catapult that cannot get past them in the bot lane.
That's like
and the keep wall's going to go down.
Yeah, super free.
Garrosh is going to come out. He's looking for that ETC. Instead, he's going to get a taunt out here onto Urel, and she's going to get taken out. Eternal Feast, not going to really get any significant value there. Kind of a zoning thing to keep the rest of them away. So just the 1 kill, but that's kind of what I mentioned at the beginning of this, right? That's exactly what they're looking for. You get a taunt, you get a Curse Bullet, you throw them up. Throw them a Last Rites and you're done. They didn't even use the Last Rites. Thanks, Brett. Brett Michaels.
But will it be you?
They're looking for their first kill. The power slide coming in onto Malthael. He's going to zoom away the Mosh Pit. However, not going to land. But there it is. Ana getting credit for that kill. And they're going to pick up the control point up top. But Urel getting away with that speedy Hand of Freedom in the bot lane. Looked almost like maybe they were going to push in a little bit more, try to get some more damage onto the keep. But they've got now the Quaranteam behind them, and it's blast. I wasn't even looking at that.
Oh, arrow. For what it's worth, I wasn't either.
Yeah, I was checking out the mid lane, and they were having fun up in the top lane. So there you go. Good job, Orphea, getting the kill. Ana, however, getting the recipient of a counter kill in the mid lane there.
Big tears.
Now, Orphea versus Malthael seems like it would be a challenge. But Greymane is going to be picking up that Bruiser Camp for the top lane once again.
Yep. That's going to be a nice push top lane.
So we now have, again, another half a level difference here on the talents as Quaranteam making their way down into the bot lane. But here comes Li Ming right in the middle. They get the power slide in. Malthael is going to use his self-cleanse there as well. But no real action there.
No, not a whole lot.
Orphea up in the top, going to go ahead and flip that control point. Garrosh is going to get the stun onto Raynor. That's it. A lot of little moments here and there in this game, right? You've got the poke damage that I mentioned earlier with Greymane and Li Ming. But nothing other than that one scenario here, right where we're standing right now with the Urel earlier. Nothing really set up with that quick burst kill comp that VGM is set up for here.
Mm-hmm.
Garrosh heading up into the top. And the tanks both in bushes here. kind of funny to watch that too. Taunt going out onto Orphea, so she is going to get taken out here. Light Bomb used there to just make sure that ETC didn't provide any assistance. So again, there's that quick burn kill with the rest of the team rotating in from VGM. And that's going to put Quaranteam now in a defensive place with a siege camp pushing up in the bot lane.
Yeah, gotta defend that too.
Tiger JK once again picking up the Dragonite. Gonna march it down here, probably take out this fort, and then I would guess heading on into that bottom lane with the keep.
I would imagine. Yeah, looks that way. Nice and set up down there.
And this is as even as they're gonna get it at this point. They don't have the talent, that level 16 just yet on the side of VGM, but it's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Especially since Malthael just rotated out to get it. Urel's
Wait
gonna.
a second. Yeah.
What are we waiting a sec for?
Oh no, they're gonna wait a second before they go
yes.
back in. Yeah.
And there's that level 16 here. Cattle getting the stun onto ETC. The punt going out onto Urel. She'll be back in a few moments here. But Dragonite falling down to half. Keep is under half as well, though. And 20 seconds left on the Dragon. Urel punted once again. Playing a little keep away with the Draenei there. And I assume... I mean, she doesn't have the percent damage. That's not until 16, so... I'm not sure if there was any particular reason for that. But holy smokes! The complete deletion of Raynor, along with the combos coming in onto ETC as well. Orphea gonna drop the Eternal Feast here, trying to make use of her Shadow Waltz to dance around the team, but it's not gonna matter. That's a triple kill. Quad kill? Quad kill.
Quad kill. Quint kill, actually.
Yeah, alright. And with that, the death timers once again around the same level here. VGM making their way onto the core.
Oh, what's that? The GGs are being thrown out. I think that's it, Arrow.
Well, a very strong game coming out here from VGM. They really asserted dominance in that first 20 seconds of game number 1 and carried that pretty well all the way through. There were definitely some moments with Quaranteam where they had, the opportunities and got some kills there in this game too. And you know what? The way that the qualifiers work is that the farther you get in the qualifier, the more points you're going to get. So Quaranteam's going to get some points here for today. And at the end of the 6th qualifier, they'll total up all the points of all the teams that have participated. And the top 2 teams will make it into the rotation. I guess the rotation. I don't know if you'd call it that. But the list of teams, the 8 teams. If you win, you're in. And if you're the top 2 with points, you're in. So, they're in a position that they can certainly rack up some points here for that and find themselves at the end of the season, or at the end of the qualifiers, going into this regular season.
All right, then. I think that's a pretty good method.
So, Rag, we don't have anything else at this point because the other series is going on with Murda over on the NGS Twitch. So we're going to send everybody over there here in just a second. But I do want to take just a quick moment to remind everybody, Storm Division here, it's a crowd-funded prize pool. It's a little bit over $1,000 so far. The prize pool is ongoing throughout the Nexus Gaming Series season, so it's going to be for the next few months. So if you've got a few bucks, make sure to click on the link, which I'm sure that Aura will happily post again for us, and I appreciate that. If you're interested in Storm Division, it's not too late to sign your team up. So check out the Nexus Gaming Series website. go to the link for Storm Division and make sure you're in the Discord so you can get your team signed up to participate in the qualifiers, or even just sign up for Nexus Gaming Series. You know, we'd love to have you just playing around in the Nexus. So, short night for us, Rec. Anything you want to say to the viewers at home before we send everybody over to our good friend Murda?
Sure. Thanks for coming out, everyone. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time watching. Hope you did too. Stay safe, stay beautiful. You know how it is.
All right. And Rec, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Recychic, RECYCHIC. I'm on Discord as well, in the NGS Discord, just Discord in general. I think it's 4717 if you want to just hit me up for anything. I do have a Twitch as well, RECYCHIC. That's really it. That's where you can find me.
All right. Well, excellent. Thanks for joining me here tonight, Recychic. I'm Arrow at ArrowRG in Discord, and my Twitter, which doesn't really matter, is at Warrior Arrow. But clearly here at twitch.tv/ArrowRG. So thanks again so much, everybody, for joining us tonight, and looking forward to seeing everybody for the rest of the qualifiers, and enjoy the rest of the evening and find out who the champion of the first qualifier is going to be. Good night, Rec.
Bye.